wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. It's pound number 24, and I'm super excited to be with you guys. Today, we're going to talk about, of course, about our community, then dig into why SwissBorg is different from any other player, talking about, by the way, a big surprise, which is really going to make you happy. Then, of course, talk about what's going to be happening slightly next week at the keynote, which is on June 20th and 21st, and always have some fun. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel, proud founder of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. Question of the week from the community. What strategy has SwissBorg implemented to ensure the security and the privacy of the user digital assets? I think so when it comes for security, I think so one of the biggest thing is that obviously our wallets are in an infrastructure of MPC technology, which means that we don't hold private keys. Essentially, the private keys are hashed into multiple different servers and encrypted on top of it, which is called multi-party computational. This is one of the highest standards, if not the highest standards of security, enable us to really be hack-proof for these reasons. The second reason, which is I think so it makes us very secure, is that we have segregated funds. This is something that's very important. Whatever happens to SwissBorg, essentially everyone has its own funds. They're not commingled like most of our competitors. Here, everyone has its own public key, and behind it essentially has its funds that it's proprietary. So whatever would happen to SwissBorg, we would essentially enable you guys to withdraw your funds and send it over to what other custodial wallets. Another thing which is very important in terms of privacy, as you guys know, well, we are obviously doing a lot of work regarding GDPR. We're very compliant to it. We have put in place the best security measures to keep your data as private as possible. And we're always looking forward for more. Any suggestions here? Please let me know. Suggestions from the community, and I think so this is what I like the most of it. It's essentially how to bring this intelligence in and bring new things. And this is about the hero score. And for this, I think so there's a lot of different ideas, which essentially is how to come in a place where you get to enable people to do more auto invest, and there's different slots that could be led. I think so it's a really good thing to be done here, and how this could enable people to get more reward on the hero score. There was a second idea too, I think so, which by the way has had a lot of talk internally, is how to experiment different type of premiums for a short amount of time. So we're probably trying to do that with some tests to see like if this is a good way that push people to get more curious, to essentially to be able to get a better reward on a very short time, maybe like for 2 weeks, maybe for a month, to test these things out. And if they do like it, well, then they'll then after essentially acquire CHSB and lock them. I think so this is something that's very great. The idea 3 goes very much into the hero score and as well alpha opportunities. As you guys know, we have so far an alpha opportunity, which was on SwissBorg. It went extremely well. SwissBorg did extremely good. The sellouts were just crazy within a fraction of seconds. We have done this as well recently with BTC through Blockgreen, and people again through a few minutes were able to get into these amazing alpha opportunities. However, we just have implemented a way for hero score, and I think so here what it is essentially something similar, is how to get whitelisted in order to get into these alpha opportunities, or essentially to get more allocation. So we really love the idea. Same thing here. Alex, Anthony, myself, Yotso, and a lot of different burgers. We're right now trying to think like what would be essentially the new ways to have a better experience while being a premium tiers. We're thinking about creating new premium tiers that will enable people essentially to get into these alpha generation deals. And there's as well, of course, the hero score will always be one of the best ways to get into it. So there'll be the freemium way where essentially you need to build really your hero score. And we'll probably think about how you could get different premiums essentially a la carte, or just really new premium tiers where essentially enable you to get a guaranteed slot into these really juicy opportunities. Tell us what you think about, but there's definitely a lot to be done on the premium models in general. Community member of the week, I had to say Sally Borg. Very sad that I didn't meet him in person. He came to the office right yesterday, and I think so. It's beautiful what he did. Yeah, right from that beautiful picture, the door into a bright future, stairway to the moon, off to the bakery with my new SwissBorg swag. I mean, that is so cool. That looks like a beautiful story. Seriously, you should chat GPT a story on top of it. I think so. It's beautiful. So Sally Borg, thanks for being such a cool person. You've been supporting us through the ICO to the Series A and beyond with a hero score now. I really, really strongly appreciate you. Again, sorry I could not make it. I'm sure we'll meet again in the future. And the future, of course, is bright. So big applause to you, Sally Borg. Market cycles. If you look at the zoom on Bitcoin dominance, obviously has been growing whenever markets are uncertain. This is what happens quite usually. But what we need to understand is being a strong accumulation of a lot of people into Bitcoin, which is always something that is quite good. The alt season definitely haven't started yet. The correlation with the Nasdaq is still not too high, which is a good thing. Last but not least, this last days, we've seen a lot abuse from the Fed, and that is not helping yet the crypto market because, the Fed itself has doing a massive war versus obviously Binance number one and as well Coinbase. So this is not really helping on these two different main exchanges, but as well the fact that they're trying to put a lot of different tokens into the security in order that the SEC could potentially have a claim or be able to regulate it. So there's some FUD that is happening right now. And there's some economical data that will be released this week that'll probably give a boost or a bear. So let's hope it goes for the green, not the red. Announcement of the week, and this is probably one of the big things, and the break news right after this is essentially the keynotes. The keynote will happen in Lausanne. Everyone that's wanted to listen to this in French will be happening in Lausanne on the 20th. The 21st we'll have in Zurich. It will be mainly in English, a little bit of German as well. And then we'll be hosting it of course, on YouTube as well. It won't be a live because sometimes it's very difficult to make the live as well. So we will essentially record a video, and essentially you'll be not watching it next Tuesday, but probably next Wednesday or next Thursday. I have to just make sure with the team which day it is. Nevertheless, the content of the keynote is going to be really cool. There's a lot of speakers and borgers. By the way, regarding that, I'll walk you a bit through what we're going to go through. Essentially, we're going to start with SwissBorg and our mission and how we get to financial independency. How do we get to be borgers and eventually unlock the free energy of those green laser eyes and how we make greater good on this planet. That's the intro. Then we'll be walking down into a big macro and micro picture about the industry and about as well the crypto markets itself and what is the position of SwissBorg within that. The third part is really how to really show out how SwissBorg is community leading, ecosystem now and going forward, and how the suites of our different amazing layers are going to contribute to that great vision. Then we're talking about how essentially SwissBorg token is going to evolve, how it's going to change, how new features could be applied in a decentralized way. Then talk about SwissBorg and how the DEO should evolve and how we hope it will evolve. And last but not least, we're asking you guys, Borgers, in French, in English, or in German, doesn't really matter, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, to actually take the mic yourself and explain about, how do you perceive SwissBorg, how you feel about what's happening in the markets, how do you feel about being financial independent, how do you see SwissBorg in a decentralized matter. So this is pretty much the meetings that will happen in Lausanne on 20th, 21st in Zurich. Please come, bring your best friends, bring your loved ones. This is the time where we need you, and we are SwissBorg, right, essentially. Fantastic news. This is it, guys. While everything is going nuts in the US, where every actor, Coinbase, but as well Binance, they're shutting down. The SEC is attacking them on multiple fronts, suing them in multiple fronts, trying to bring down Binance, killing down all the fiat gateways. Well, we on the opposite. we are very fortunate to be in Europe and being ready to really embrace regulation and make sure that we are compliant in the best way possible that serves our community, making sure that you're safe, making sure you're secure, and making sure that this is not stopping innovation at the same time. So we're very, very excited to say that yes, our licenses in Europe have been renewed with FIU, the Estonian license, which is really, really something great. Please take in consideration that 2-3 years ago, there was 1,300 of these players. Last year, there was still 400. Now we're less than 80 people that have these licenses. And probably the list will be smaller and smaller because many haven't been renewed. I think so there's only 20-ish firms that have been renewed so far. And we are part of those, which is really a good thing that will embrace, essentially, Mika, that will embrace the fact that we will be growing as an ecosystem in the safest and more regulatory way. So this is fantastic news that we need to celebrate today and of course next week, and we'll have more more talks regarding that. So big congratulations to the team and looking forward for a safe SwissBorg market. Charts of the week is about user retention. We're trying to apply different ways, such as Duolingo have applied in the past, in order not only to grow but to retain the users, bring great content, bring great features that essentially excites you to come back to the platform and to have the healthy habits in order to make yourself wealthy. Of course, the hero score is one of those, but we're really trying more and more to do that. In numbers right now, we have roughly 200,000 people that log multiple times per month, right? And on a daily basis, we have roughly 100,000. But we know that this trend could go lower, right? It could go lower because it happens that you lose potentially 24% in the regular apps. I think so in crypto, and I think so wealth management is probably much smaller because you have essentially money in the app and you're not good. But in general, we want to do that, and we want to try how we'll be able to have a better, higher, essentially retention rate that will obviously bring more burgers, more wealthy habits, and of course more revenues through that, which will enable us to have a better way to do that. So we're really trying to inverse the trends, and there's a lot of different ideas and the win strikes you guys remember from the community app, and try to different other ways. If you guys have any way that you would love to see something in the app that is possible to implement, please give us the comments there, and the one who gets, if he gets a great idea in, we'll get something really cool merch or more than that. SwissBorg and some data, 320, which is more than 10% than last week, which is great. Unfortunately, the token has lost 10%. 1 million more staked into the premiums. Now we have 30% of total supply, which is really good for that. Which brings up the community index. Again, bad scoring, but the calculus is not well done. So please take this with a grain of salt. It's 3.6, much better. So we did double up. But thanks to the volume, social media, thank you for the highs, for the likes, the comments, and the shares. And as well, the volume in the app did pick up thanks to volatility and maybe auto invest. I can't wait for next week, guys. Next week is the time where we're going to unite together physically and virtually. I'm very excited to see many faces. I really hope that this is going to bring a lot of joy, but as well more trust and confidence of how we SwissBorg are going to change the world of wealth management through blockchain and Web3 technology. I'm very, very comfortable to say that, with the suite of products that we've built, with the community that we have and the great vision behind, we are the ones to take this market and to bring really more green hearts and spread it throughout the world. As always, guys, be healthy, be wealthy, love our CHSB and our equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you 0 fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.